Welcome to Concrete Block, your premier source for in-depth analysis and discussion of current events. I'm your host, Walter Dort Dai. Today, we're diving into a significant development at the International Criminal Court, where Chief Prosecutor Karim Khan has temporarily stepped aside amid an investigation into allegations of sexual misconduct. To provide some context, the ICC has been under intense scrutiny lately, particularly following its decision to issue arrest warrants for Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and other officials over alleged war crimes in Gaza. However, this latest news shifts the focus to the court's own leadership and raises important questions about accountability and transparency within international institutions. According to reports from reputable sources such as NPR and the ICC itself, Khan's decision to take leave is a result of pressure from top officials and states parties that are part of the ICC, who have urged him to step down pending the outcome of the investigation. The allegations against Khan, which he has denied, include claims of unwanted sexual contact and coercion made by one of his former aides. It's essential to approach this story with sensitivity and a commitment to fairness, recognizing the seriousness of the allegations while also acknowledging Khan's right to due process. The ICC spokesperson has confirmed that deputy prosecutors will manage the office of the prosecutor during Khan's absence, ensuring continuity in the court's critical work. This development not only affects the immediate future of high-profile cases, like the one involving Netanyahu, but also underscores broader themes about power, accountability, and the challenges faced by international bodies in maintaining their integrity. As we continue to follow this story, it will be crucial to consider the implications for the ICC's credibility and its role in upholding justice globally. We'll be keeping a close eye on how this situation unfolds and exploring these complex issues further. For now, let's take a break. We will be right back with more of today's top news on Concrete Block. Welcome back to Concrete Block. I'm your host, Walter. We're diving into the complex and intriguing world of international politics, focusing on the evolving situation in Russia. The country is undergoing significant transformations, particularly under the leadership of Vladimir Putin, which has sparked intense debate and speculation about its future trajectory. To understand this better, let's delve into some key points. There's a noticeable shift towards autocracy, with comparisons being drawn to North Korea's political structure. This transition is marked by increased state control over citizens' lives, curtailments of personal freedoms, and a stark departure from the principles of democracy. The economic landscape is also changing, with sanctions and internal policies affecting the business elite and ordinary citizens alike. It's crucial to approach this topic with a balanced perspective, recognizing both the internal dynamics at play in Russia and the external factors influencing its path. The role of Western countries, including the United States, is significant in this context. Their actions, whether in the form of diplomatic efforts, economic sanctions, or military aid to neighboring countries like Ukraine, can impact Russia's political and economic stability. The argument that concessions to Putin could entrench him further in power is countered by the belief that a strong stance against Russian aggression is necessary to protect international norms and security. Meanwhile, the prospect of increased repression and property redistribution within Russia may lead to internal instability or even a breakdown, though the outcome is far from certain. As we consider these developments, it's also important to reflect on what a potential alliance between Russia and China could mean for global geopolitics. The implications are profound, suggesting a significant shift in power dynamics that could challenge existing international order. In conclusion, the situation in Russia is complex and multifaceted, with far-reaching consequences for both its citizens and the global community. As we navigate these challenging times, it's essential to stay informed and consider various perspectives to understand the full scope of the issues at hand. Stay tuned for our final story of the day, right here on Concrete Block. Welcome back to Concrete Block. I'm your host, Walter. We're wrapping up today's show with a fascinating story that highlights the growing cultural ambitions of Saudi Arabia. The Smithsonian's National Museum of Asian Art has partnered with Saudi Arabia's Royal Commission for Alula, a project aimed at preserving and promoting the kingdom's rich cultural heritage. This partnership is part of Saudi Arabia's Vision 2030 plan, which seeks to diversify the country's economy and establish it as a global cultural destination. The agreement between the Smithsonian and Alula outlines joint efforts in archaeological research, exhibition loans, and curatorial exchange, with a focus on the ancient city of Dadan. While this collaboration has the potential to shed new light on Saudi Arabia's history and culture, it's also raised concerns about the country's human rights record. Critics have accused Saudi Arabia of using cultural partnerships as a form of art washing to deflect attention from its controversies, including the murder of journalist Jamal Khashoggi. It's essential to acknowledge these complexities and consider multiple perspectives when evaluating this partnership. On one hand, cultural exchange and cooperation can foster greater understanding and mutual respect between nations. On the other hand, it's crucial to ensure that such collaborations do not compromise our values or ignore human rights concerns. In recent news, former U.S. President Donald Trump has announced a significant investment commitment from Saudi Arabia, including a substantial arms deal. This development has sparked debate about the implications of such agreements on regional politics and global security. As we conclude today's segment, it's clear that Saudi Arabia's cultural ambitions are intertwined with its economic and geopolitical strategies. As we move forward, it's essential to engage in nuanced discussions about the role of culture in international relations and the responsibilities that come with cultural exchange. That's all for today's Concrete Block. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, stay informed.